croeso pawb to the games under £20 PSN sale. Blwyddyn newydd dda to you all, and great news for the new year, I found some deals that can save you over £480, which is a lot of money. Don't forget to subscribe if you like saving money on games, or if you like finding some new games to play. You're welcome anytime. It's been a while, but hey, let's not waste time, let's get on with the show, and let's look at the games. Up first we have Anima Gate of Memories Arcane Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on at least a 70% discount for the price of £7.49 or £6.24 with PS Plus, which is pretty good, as this edition includes Anima Gate of Memories and the Anima The Nameless Chronicles as well, so you're getting a lot extra for your money. This action RPG tells the story of a unique conflict from both sides. On one side a girl who has lost her past, and on the other an immortal cursed to walk the world until the end of time. Which one will be our saviour, and which one will be our doom? Well, you'll have to play the game to find that out. This game doesn't seem to be on sale very often, so if you've been waiting for it to come on sale, now's the time to pick it up. It looks like a really decent action RPG, and you get a lot of game for your money. So if you really like your action RPGs, you should definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played an action RPG before, then at this price, you might want to take a look at it. It's a pretty good deal. So if you've always fancied RPGs but you wanted a bit more action in it, take a look. And for everyone else, there's plenty more deals to be had, so why not take a look around. Next up is a really great VR game, Apex Construct. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is awesome for this quality of a game. This is an action-adventure RPG, where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it. In this game you explore a shattered future where two AI are locked in an endless war, and you must explore and solve puzzles to reveal the world's secrets, collecting resources to upgrade your weapons and equipment along the way. This game was created from the ground up for VR, and it was really well reviewed when it came out. It looks really good, and it looks like a proper adventure where you actually have to interact and puzzle things around, with really cool combat that's bow based, so there's a lot of skill in it as well. I bought this game myself on sale a little while ago, and I still haven't got around to playing it yet, but I'm really looking forward to when I do. Our next game is another action RPG, Arc of Alchemist. It was released in 2020, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £5.99, which is pretty good. In this game you play as Quinn and her expedition of warriors as they quest into the Desert of Beginnings in search of the legendary Great Power to save their dying world. It features a base building mechanic, and 7 unique playable characters as well. I quite like the look of this game. It looks like a pretty simplistic action hack and slash RPG, but with the base building elements it's quite different. I like games that vary it up a little bit and do something a bit different. So if you're a fan of action RPGs, and you fancy having a go at one with a bit of base building involved, then you should definitely take a look at this game. And if you've never played an action RPG before, then this one is very unique and different, so you might want to take a look at it, but there are more mainstream action RPGs that you could look at as well, so it's up to you, why not take a look around as well. Up next is BLACKHOLE Complete Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the low price of £3.24 or £2.59 with PS Plus. This edition includes 3 DLC, the Testing Lab, Secret of the Entity, and the Challenge Vault as well, so you do get quite a bit of extra for your money here. In this hardcore puzzle platformer, your crew and ship have been sucked through a black hole and crash land on an unknown location, and now it's up to you to fix the ship, save your crewmates, escape, and close the black hole, becoming the hero of planet Earth. It features a load of platforming and a lot of gravity-based puzzles. So it's not going to win any awards for uniqueness, but hey, it looks pretty good anyway. If you're a puzzle fan, you've probably played other games like this, so you'll know if you'll like it or not. So if you do and you haven't played it, why not take a look? But hey, if you've never played a puzzle platformer before, then I'm not sure if I'd recommend this one because it does advertise itself as being a hardcore one, so it may be a bit difficult and put you off if you've never played this sort of puzzle platformer before. So take a look around instead. There's plenty of other puzzle platformers around, and a lot of them are really great games. We have a puzzle adventure game next, Creeks. It was released in 2020, so it's 2 years old, and it's on at least a 60% discount for the price of £6.69 or £4.79 with PS Plus, which is quite a good deal if you've got PS Plus. In this game, something unusual is happening behind the walls of your room, as you descend into a world inhabited by avian beings, deadly furniture monsters, and carefully designed puzzles to uncover a great secret beneath. This game looks really intriguing to me. You know I like puzzle games, but with a bit of an adventure spin, you don't see that very often. And this game just looks really cool. I like the idea of it, I like the story of it, I like the art style. It just looks like a really awesome fun time to me. So if you love puzzle games as much as I do, why not have a look at it? It looks really different and really cool. And if you've never played a puzzle adventure before, this looks really decent. So if you fancy it, why not give it a go? You might just find a really cool new genre for you to play. We have a racing game next, Dakar 18. It was released in 2018, obviously, which makes it 4 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £2.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really awesome deal. In this game, you get to play a simulation of the world-famous annual rally raid in South America. It features motorcycles, cars, trucks, quads, and more, with dynamic weather effects, vehicle physics, and pilot control to explore, rescue, and repair all of your vehicles, which is pretty cool and immersive. And it also includes 2-player local multiplayer and 8-player online multiplayer, although who knows how active that is these days. So this may not be the biggest of racing games, and it may be based on a really niche market, but hey, if you like that niche market, at this price you can't go wrong. You should definitely consider it. But if you're not interested in the Dakar, then, well, you're not going to have much interest in this unless you just really like racing games, in which case, at this price, why not take a look? But if you're not a fan of racing games or you've never heard of this race before, then definitely steer clear and check something else out instead. Dear Esther Landmark Edition is our next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the crazy low price of £1.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and I don't think you'll ever see it cheaper than that either. This edition also includes the director's commentary mode, and a dynamic theme as well. In this walking simulator, you get to explore an island while being immersed in a purely story-driven experience that covers love, loss, guilt, and redemption. It features beautiful vistas, and it also promises a breathtaking soundtrack as well. This game was a pretty big deal when it came out, because it was pretty divisive. Some people loved it, some people hated it. People said, is it even a game? Who knows? Walking simulators are a bit like that. They bring out the opinions in people. So if you've played a walking simulator before and you enjoyed it, or you just like games with story and you don't really care how much actual gameplay there is, then you'll probably really enjoy this game. But if you like gameplay in your game, or you're not a fan of walking simulators, you definitely don't want to go anywhere near this game. So take a look at the other deals instead. We have a really good FPS RPG next, Deus Ex Mankind Divided Digital Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and is on an 85% discount for the great price of £5.24, which is awesome, as this edition includes £12 worth of DLC, including 2 story expansions, and some weapons, items and boosters as well, so you're getting a lot extra for your money. In this first-person shooter RPG set in 2029, where mechanically augmented humans have been deemed outcasts and segregated, Adam Jensen returns to a world that despises his kind, augmenting his body with new abilities in a story where your decisions change the outcome. This is a really great FPS series, so if you're looking for something with a bit more story and a lot better gameplay than things like Call of Duty, then you should take a look at this, because there's an actual game to be played here, rather than just some piece of rubbish tacked onto a multiplayer game. Farpoint is the next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 50% discount for the price of £7.99, which is pretty good. This game doesn't support Move controllers, which is normally disappointing, but it supports the aim controller and it was made for it, so it's way better really, if you've got one that is. This VR first-person shooter is set after the scientific research of an anomaly goes wrong and you end up marooned on a hostile alien planet, where your only hope is to stay alive while locating other survivors from the space station and escape together. The game features online co-op and now includes new online versus mode and 3 new maps, so it's added a lot of free content since it came out, which is really great to see. I've played some of this game and I really enjoyed it. It's absolutely amazing. The atmosphere is awesome. It really makes you scared and feel on edge when playing it. But I have been playing it with the aim controller, which is amazing, but obviously makes it better for me than it is for you if you don't have one, so keep that in mind when considering this game. But either way, it's a premium AAA sci-fi FPS made for VR, which is awesome. There's not many of these around, so if you've got a PSVR headset and you want a first-person shooter, this is one of the best, so why not think about it? We have some Metroidvania next, Ghost Parade. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £8.74 or £6.99 with PS Plus, which is okay, especially if you've got PS Plus. In this game you play a schoolgirl who after school decides to take a shortcut through a mysterious forest, and now you've ended up lost in a spirit-infested forest and get involved in a battle to save the spirit's home from destruction. It features 30 ghost companions to fight alongside, and a really nice art style as well. It looks really cool, although it does have some mixed reviews, so be a little wary if you're not sure. Some people complained there was a lot of backtracking, and the controls were a little confusing. But hey, in general people love it, so if you're a fan of Metroidvanias, and you're looking for a new one to play, then why not take a look at this one? It's not a bad deal. And if you've never played a Metroidvania before, then I wouldn't recommend this game. You can get some really awesome deals on amazing AAA Metroidvania games, so subscribe to the channel and you won't miss them when they come up in the sales. I promise. But until then, take a look at some of the other games on sale instead. We have an action platformer next, Heimrich. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the low price of £2.39 or £1.59 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. In this game you play a young scribe in a medieval town full of warriors, sorcerers and dragons, where you use the power of words to defeat the enemies in your way, and the game features horrific deaths, puzzles in every world, and a dark sense of humour as well. So if you like old school action platformers and you've got a dark sense of humour, you'll love this game. And I like the mechanics being based around words as well. It's really different and makes the game stand out a bit as well. So if you're a fan of this genre, you should definitely take a look at it. It looks awesome and different, which is all you can want in a game. And hey, if you've never played a game like this before, then you should probably take a look at it because it's a great deal. But there are more mainstream versions of this genre that you can pick up as well. So if you don't have a dark sense of humour, or you're not sure about the uniqueness of this game, take a look at one of the other games instead. There's plenty to choose from. Machinarium is our next game. It was released in 2016, making it 6 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £2.99 or £2.39 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a great deal. This game's a point-and-click puzzle adventure, and a really good one as well. It won a ton of awards when it came out, and everybody loved this game, and it's even got a really unique art style as well. It's got a lot going for it, it really has. In the game you get to help Joseph the robot save his kidnapped girlfriend Berta from the Black Cat Brotherhood gang, and live happily ever after. There's a lot going for this game, it's cheap, it looks awesome, it's won a ton of awards. If you're a fan of this genre, if you love point-and-click adventures or puzzle games, why not take a look at it? It's an awesome game, at a great price. And if you've never played a game like this before, then be careful that you know what you're getting yourself in for, because point-and-click adventures can be frustrating, as sometimes the puzzles are obtuse and annoying. So, just be aware, the puzzles aren't as straightforward as a normal puzzle game. But hey, if you want to try it out, at this price, go for it. It's a great game at an awesome price, well worth taking a look at. Next up, we have Mighty No. 9. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £2.39, which is awesome. In this action platformer, you play as Beck, the ninth in a line of powerful robots. When a mysterious virus infects the other 8, it's up to you to fight your way through 12 challenging stages to stop them and steal their abilities for yourself. It's basically a Mega Man ripoff, but it's a pretty famous one, and a lot of people hated it when it came out. But hey, it had to live up to Mega Man, which is pretty much impossible. But it's not a bad game. It even includes 2-player online co-op, boss rush mode, mini missions, challenges, and an online race mode. It's got a lot of cool features added to it, and if you can get over the comparison to Mega Man, you might just find a nice little game for yourself. So if you like the sound of that, take a look. NASCAR Heat 5 Ultimate Edition is our next game. It was released in 2021, so it's only a year old, and it's on a 60% discount for the price of £9.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. as this edition includes all 7 of the 2020 DLC packs, including the Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart content worth over £16. So you're getting a great deal with this edition. This racing game features the official teams, drivers and cars from all 3 NASCAR National Series, the Extreme Drift Tour, 39 racetracks, an immersive career mode, new race modes, local split screen, and 40-player online multiplayer as well. So you're getting a ton of features and a lot of content with this edition, and it's at a really good price as well, especially considering it's quite new, which is probably something to do with the fact it's a NASCAR game, which is a pretty niche market. But hey, if you're a fan of NASCAR, why complain? Just pick it up and enjoy it. You're getting a great deal. And if you've never played a NASCAR game before, then how much you'll enjoy it probably depends on how much you like NASCAR. So if you've never followed NASCAR, or you're not that interested in it, definitely don't pick up this game. But hey, if you're really interested, take a look. It's up to you if you want to take a chance or not. You never know, you might end up loving NASCAR. Next up we have NECROPOLIS, a Diabolical Dungeon Delve. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 84% discount for the low price of £2.55, which is a really great deal. In this third-person roguelike, you get to explore a procedurally generated dungeon, full of evil enemy hordes, traps, treasure, and new locations to discover. This game didn't make a lot of waves when it came out, but the people that reviewed it absolutely loved it, and it's got great reviews, and everybody that plays it loves it. So if you're a fan of roguelike games, especially third-person action ones, you should definitely take a look at this, especially if you've never heard of it. It's a hidden gem, it really is. And hey, if you've never played a roguelike before, then if you like third-person action games, you might want to take a look at this. It's a really good one at a good price. Just be aware that roguelike means if you die, you die. So you gotta be able to handle the permadeath feature. If not, stay clear of roguelikes and pick up something else instead. Next up is an awesome RPG, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, although it's older than that really, and it's on an 80% discount for a price of £7.99, which is a good deal. In this RPG, you get to join Oliver on an adventure in a world full of ferocious enemies and new friends, hoping to bring back his mother while fighting the forces of evil. It features a collectible monster battling system similar to Pokemon or Dragon Monsters, a graphical style by Studio Ghibli, which is beautiful to behold, and a soundtrack by Joe Hisashi. So there's a lot of cool AAA perks to this game. It's beautiful, it's unique, it's got an awesome combat system. If you're a fan of JRPGs, or anything to do with Pokemon, you'll probably really enjoy this game. It's unique, and it's unbelievably awesome. Definitely worth taking a look at, highly recommended. And if you've never played an RPG before, this is a really good place to start, as long as you're happy with the kid aesthetic. It's cartoony, animated with Studio Ghibli, so it's not going to be a dark and serious story, like in most RPGs. But hey, if you're okay with that, definitely check it out, or at least consider it. But if not, don't worry, there's always plenty of RPGs on sale. Take a look around instead. Up next we have a VR game, Ninja Legends. It was released in 2020, so it's 2 years old, and it's on at least a 60% discount for the price of £7.99 or £5.99 with PS Plus, which is a really awesome deal if you've got PS Plus. In this VR action game where motion controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it, you get to experience fast-paced gory combat full of ninja weapons such as katanas, claws, staffs and more, as you block, parry and slash your way through swarms of ninjas to become a ninja legend. Which, let's be honest, we're all living out our childhood dreams here, right? This is what we've been waiting for, guys. All our lives, man. This is our time. All those days rolling around in the living room. It's our time, guys. Right here, right now. Okay, seriously, take that jumper you've wrapped around your head off. We're not ninjas. But hey, if you want to make like one, this looks like an awesome VR game to do that. It looks like a ton of fun, and a lot of weapon-based combat in VR is one of the best things you can do in VR. Honestly, this is a steal at this price, and it looks awesome. If you've got a PSVR and you want to be a ninja, pick up this game and live the dream. And hey, if you've never played a game like this in VR, they're awesome, so if you're okay with ninjas, you'll probably have a lot of fun with this. So why not take a look at it? It looks like tons of fun for everyone. We have a fighting game next, One Piece Burning Blood Gold Edition. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £7.49, which is really good for an anime-based franchise game. And especially because this edition includes the Wanted 1 and 2 and the Luffy pack of 4 additional characters, 9 alternate characters, 14 costumes and more. So you're getting a ton of DLC in with this version as well, which is definitely worth the money. Like I said, this game is based on the One Piece show. It features 3v3 fighting, more than 40 characters to players, and massive special moves using the devil fruits and the hacky techniques. So if you like fighting games and you're a fan of One Piece, you'll probably get a lot out of this game. But if you're not a fan of One Piece, or you don't like fighting games, you won't enjoy it, so pick up something else instead. Our next game is Redeemer Enhanced Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £7.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal, as this Enhanced Edition adds new content, balancing, and 2-player local co-op as well, which is a great addition. Co-op is welcome in any game. In this beat-em-up, Vasily led a life of crime and murder, but now all he wants is to live peacefully at a monastery, but his old enemies simply won't allow this. It features brutal and bloody action to deal with the numerous enemies sent to end your retirement. So if you're a fan of old school beat-em-ups, or you just like action games, you'll really enjoy this game, so why not take a look at it? And if you've never played a game like this before, then I'm not sure I would recommend it. You can definitely get better deals on some other similar games, so why not subscribe so you don't miss out when they come on sale. But for now, take a look around at some other games instead. Up next is my star buy, Star Trek Bridge Crew The Next Generation Bundle. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 60% discount for the price of £9.98, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and an awesome deal for VR and this franchise, as this bundle includes the Next Generation DLC, which adds the Enterprise D from the show, new game modes, and the Romulan and Borg to fight against. So that's a massive amount of content, and any Star Trek fan will love all of that content as well. In this VR Star Trek sim that doesn't support Move controllers, which is a bit of a shame, but hey, this is such a great franchise, I'm sure you'll get over it. In this game you get to crew the USS Aegis as you experience a Star Trek story in the campaign mode, going on a set of missions just like in the show. It features online co-op for the campaign, online 4-player multiplayer modes where you control the bridge stations on the Aegis or the original Enterprise from the Kirk days to live out your Starfleet dream. Now let me put this in perspective, guys. If you're a Star Trek fan, you get to be on the bridge crew for a new USS Aegis ship from the new series, which, let's be honest, we don't really care about, but you get the original Kirk ship that you can crew as well, and the Enterprise D from Next Generations. Like, I'm not being funny, it's only missing Voyager. If it had Voyager, it would be perfect. And you can go on missions against the Romulans and the Borg because of the DLC as well. I mean, come on, if you're a Star Trek fan, you're probably cleaning out your pants right now. This is a dream come true. It's awesome. I own this game, I've played it a little bit, and I absolutely love it. There's nothing like being on a bridge during a red alert with explosions going off and crewmen flying over the railings and stuff, or while you're wrestling with the controls to try and take out the enemy. It's unbelievably immersive, and it's great. If you have a PSVR unit and you're a Star Trek fan, buy this. You'll thank me, I promise. And hey, if you're not a Star Trek fan, but you're a sci-fi fan, you'll probably really enjoy it as well, so you might want to take a look at it. And if you don't have a PSVR unit, then I'm sorry, you're really missing out. But don't worry, there's always some other games you can pick up instead, so take a look around in the sale. Our next game is Styx, Shards of Darkness. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £3.19, which is really awesome. This is a stealth action game where you play as Styx the Goblin, exploring huge environments, assassinating or sneaking past enemies, while using an array of lethal upgradable abilities, weapons, traps, and items in order to complete your mission. It also features 2-player online co-op, which is awesome. More games should include that, especially for games like this. So if you ever played the old Tenchu games, you'll really enjoy this game. It's basically similar gameplay, but much cheaper, and no one's ever heard of it usually. It's an awesome game series, it's a decent price. If you like those sorts of stealth games, definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played a stealth assassination game like this before, but you like the sound of it, why not check it out? They're a lot of fun. If you've got the patience, you'll really enjoy them. So why not take a look? We have a JRPG next, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £8.74, which is pretty good, as this edition has updated full HD graphics, new music tracks, minigames, bosses, and unreleased costume DLC, plus 2 new playable characters, Patty Floor and Flynn Skiffo, so you get a lot of extra for your money in this edition. In this JRPG, you follow the fates of 2 friends on separate paths that intertwine in an epic adventure as a power struggle begins in a civilization dependent on ancient technology. It features beautiful anime graphics and amazing anime cutscenes. If you're a fan of JRPGs but you haven't played this series, why not take a look at it? There's usually a couple of them on sale, and they're really good games. Well worth playing if you've never played them before. And hey, if you've never played a JRPG before, this is a good series to start on. It's a really good one and really popular. You can't go far wrong really. Just be careful because you're going to waste a lot of time on these games. Because JRPGs are like that. They suck you in and you love them, but god do they eat through your time. So you're welcome. Enjoy it. It'll last a long time. And you'll get your money's worth, that's for sure. Next we have XCOM 2 The Collection. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £14.99, which is a little high for what I normally recommend, but there's an absolute huge amount of DLC included in this collection, as it includes the War of the Chosen expansion, and 4 DLC packs as well. You're saving a lot of money on this deal. It's worth the price, especially for fans. In this turn-based strategy game, it's set in a world under alien rule, where against impossible odds, you must rebuild XCOM and ignite a global resistance to reclaim our world and save humanity. It features 5 character classes, research and upgrades, plus 2 player online multiplayer as well. If you're a fan of turn-based strategy games, this is basically the best franchise around these days. So if you haven't played this one, what are you doing? Take a look at it. It's awesome. You'll love it. And the first one as well if you didn't play that one. And hey, if you've never played one of these sorts of games before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend it because it's a pretty big bundle, so if you don't like it, you've bought a lot of game that you're not going to play. So I'd take a look around instead. There are some smaller franchises that go on sale way cheaper than this, and you're better off starting there. So subscribe if you don't want to miss those when they come on sale. Next up, we have Yoku's Island Express. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. This is a pinball adventure platformer, where you play as Yoku, the pint-sized postman, but when the local deity is attacked, you set out to explore the open world Mukumana Island, with your trusty ball to roll around on and save the day. It features multiple quest lines, non-linear progression, unlockable power-ups, open world exploration, and a load of pinball play as well, which is awesome. This game is extremely well reviewed, like I'm talking one of the best reviewed games in history, and I can see why. It's awesomely different. Bit of action platforming plus pinball is very different and unique. If you like these sorts of games, definitely check it out and you'll probably really love it. And hey, if you've never played a game like this before, it's charming and unique and you'll probably really enjoy it. And the final game I have for you is Yooka-Laylee Buddy Duo Bundle. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £7.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and an awesome deal, as this bundle includes both the Yooka-Laylee original game, and the Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair game as well, which is a great price for 2 full games. The first game is inspired by the old Banjo-Kazooie games, where you play as Yooka and Laylee, who team up to explore huge worlds to thwart the evil capital B, while meeting a host of characters and finding loads of collectibles along the way. While in the second game, made by some of the Donkey Kong Country developers, you play as the same characters on a 2D platform and adventure, with a 3D overworld between the levels. So if you're a fan of old school platformers, of different varieties, you'll really enjoy this bundle. And hey, if you've got a kid or something, they'll really enjoy it too. Why not take a look at it if that sounds like you? And hey, if you've never played a game like this before, then if you're okay with the kid aesthetic, you're getting a lot of game for your money, so you might want to check it out. It's worth it at this price, if you're interested. And that's all the games I have for you for the Games Under £20 PSN sale. Hey, did you hear the PSVR 2's been announced? I can't wait. I've been saving, I've been waiting, I've got my PS5. I'm ready to go, Joe. Let me know the date and I'll try and get one before they get scalped. I hope you guys are as excited as I am, and I'd recommend picking one up if you're at all interested. But don't scalp it. Don't be bad. Or Papa Sony will come looking for you. I'm kidding, they won't. They don't care who buys them as long as they sell them. In any case, what did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones? Did I pick bad ones? And what about the Star Buy? Did it deserve it, or did something else deserve it more? Leave all your complaints down in the comments and we can argue about it later. Don't forget to subscribe if you like saving money on games, or like finding new games to play. You're welcome anytime. I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you guys saved yourself a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.